Stop these toxic thought patterns keeping you in low vibration. There is a silent war happening within you right now. A war between the thoughts that elevate your soul and the ones that quietly corrode your happiness, your peace, your very essence. And the worst part, most people don't even realize they are prisoners in their own minds, trapped by toxic thought patterns that keep them in a low vibration, locked away from the life they are meant to experience. But what if I told you that right now, in this very moment, you have the power to break free? We're going to dive deeper than you've ever gone before into the patterns that shape your reality. Because reality isn't just what happens outside of you, it's what happens inside of you. The thoughts you entertain are the architects of your experience. The emotions you allow yourself to sit in are the colors that paint your world. And if you've been feeling stuck, drained, or lost, it's not because life has conspired against you. It's because your mind has been feeding you a script that was never meant to be yours.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Think about this for a second. How many times in a single day do you have a thought that makes you feel inferior, unworthy, or incapable? How many moments do you spend doubting yourself, replaying past mistakes, or fearing a future that hasn't even happened? These thoughts seem small, insignificant, harmless even, but in reality, they are the chains that keep you bound to suffering. They are the silent saboteurs of your joy, your confidence, and your ability to create the life you dream of. Let's start with one of the most destructive thought patterns, self-doubt. It sneaks into your mind like a whisper, like an invisible force that questions your every move. It tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, that you're not as capable as others. And the more you listen, the more you start to believe it. But here's the truth: self-doubt is an illusion. It is not a reflection of your actual abilities. It is the residue of past conditioning, of fears that were planted in your mind by society, by experiences, by people who never saw their own worth and unknowingly passed their insecurities on to you. Self-doubt thrives in uncertainty. It feeds on hesitation. It wants you to stay within the confines of comfort, to never take risks, to never step into your power. But what would happen if, for just one day, you refused to entertain it? What if, instead of questioning your abilities, you acted as if success was inevitable? What if you replaced every doubt with the assumption that you are capable beyond measure? And then there's the toxic pattern of rumination. This is the habit of living in the past, of replaying old wounds, old conversations, old regrets, like a broken record. Your mind convinces you that by revisiting these moments, you will somehow gain control over them. But the past is a ghost. It does not exist anywhere except in your mind. Every second you spend dwelling on what was is a second stolen from what could be. The only thing keeping those painful memories alive is your attachment to them. Ask yourself, why do you keep revisiting a version of yourself that no longer exists? Why do you allow your past mistakes to define your present self? Do you not see that every single moment is an opportunity to be reborn? You do not have to carry the weight of yesterday into today. You do not have to be the person you were 5 years ago or even 5 minutes ago. The past is only as real as the attention you give it. But perhaps the most insidious thought pattern of all is fear-based thinking. Fear disguises itself as logic. It tells you that you are simply being realistic, that you are protecting yourself from failure, from rejection, from pain. But in reality, fear is a thief. It steals your dreams before they even have a chance to breathe. It convinces you to play small, to stay hidden, to avoid risks that could change your life. What if you stopped giving fear so much power? What if, instead of allowing it to dictate your actions, you saw it for what it really is: a shadow, a fleeting emotion, a test of your willingness to step into the unknown? The most transformative moments in life happen when you move forward despite fear, when you take action, even when your mind is screaming at you to turn back. And here's the paradox. The more you resist fear, the stronger it becomes. But the moment you acknowledge it, the moment you say, "I see you, but I will not bow to you," fear loses its grip. It is not the absence of fear that leads to greatness, it is the willingness to move forward in its presence. So I ask you, what would your life look like if you stopped letting these toxic thoughts control you? Imagine a reality where self-doubt no longer dictates your choices, where the past no longer haunts you, where fear no longer paralyzes you. Who would you be? What could you create? What kind of energy would you radiate into the world? The answer is simple. You would be free. Free to think, to dream, to live as your highest self. Free to step into the limitless potential that has always been within you. But to reach that place, you must first recognize the prison you've built within your mind. You must be brave enough to dismantle it, brick by brick, thought by thought. Because the truth is, you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. And once you realize that, you become untouchable. The hidden cost of low vibration thinking and how it's quietly sabotaging your life. Most people don't realize they are paying a price for the way they think. Every thought you entertain has a cost in energy, in opportunities, in the quality of your life. And the most dangerous part, the cost isn't immediate. It's quiet, subtle, like water dripping onto stone. You don't notice it at first, but over time it erodes your happiness, your potential, your ability to create the life you truly desire. Low vibration thinking is like a slow poison. It doesn't kill you instantly. It weakens you, drains you, makes you settle for less than what you deserve. It makes you think small, act small, dream small. It convinces you that struggle is normal, that suffering is inevitable, that life is happening to you instead of being created by you. And if you've been stuck in the same patterns for years, if you keep experiencing the same problems, the same frustrations, the same disappointments, it's not because life is unfair. It's because your mind is creating a reality that matches your vibration. I think about it. Every thought carries energy. When your thoughts are filled with fear, self-doubt, resentment, or lack, that energy becomes the frequency you emit. And the universe, like a mirror, reflects back to you experiences that match that vibration. The reason some people seem to attract success effortlessly while others struggle with every step isn't luck, it's mindset. It's the energy they carry, the beliefs they hold, the way they speak to themselves when no one is listening. But the most damaging thing about low vibration thinking isn't just what it attracts, it's what it repels. Every time you sink into self-doubt, every time you tell yourself you're not good enough, every time you replay old failures, you are pushing away the very things you desire. Opportunities, connections, breakthroughs, they are all waiting for you at a higher frequency. And if you are operating from a place of negativity, you simply cannot receive them. It's like trying to tune into a radio station while staying on the wrong frequency. The signal is there, but you're not aligned with it. Now, let's talk about how low vibration thinking affects your body. Because this isn't just about mindset, it's about your entire being. Our thoughts are not just abstract ideas floating in your mind, they create real, measurable changes in your body. Studies have shown that negative thinking increases stress hormones, weakens the immune system, and even accelerates aging. When you carry thoughts of fear, resentment, or inadequacy, your body responds as if it's under attack. Your heart rate changes, your breathing becomes shallow, your muscles tense. You are literally programming your body to stay in a state of stress and survival rather than growth and expansion. And what about your relationships? Low vibration thinking doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you. When you operate from a place of insecurity, fear, or scarcity, you unconsciously project those feelings onto others. You attract people who mirror those insecurities, or worse, you push away the people who could elevate you. Have you ever noticed how negativity repels positive people? How those who dwell in victimhood find themselves surrounded by others who do the same? It's not coincidence, it's alignment. But the most tragic cost of low vibration thinking is the loss of time. Time is the one thing you can never get back. Every moment spent in self-doubt, in fear, in regret, is a moment you will never relive. How many days, weeks, years have been lost to overthinking, to worrying about things that never even happened, to holding on to pain that should have been released long ago? The future is not promised, and yet so many of us live as if we have unlimited time to start living the life we truly desire. So, I ask you, what is your low vibration thinking costing you? What dreams have you put on hold because you didn't believe in yourself? What relationships have suffered because you carried unhealed wounds into them? What experiences have you missed because fear convinced you to stay in your comfort zone? And most importantly, how much longer are you willing to pay this price? Because here's the truth, you have the power to shift your vibration at any moment. You do not have to stay trapped in the patterns that have held you back for years. The moment you decide to break free, everything begins to change. The energy you carry shifts. The way people respond to you shifts. The opportunities that come into your life shift. But it starts with awareness. It starts with recognizing the cost of your thoughts and making the decision that you are no longer willing to pay it. The mind is a powerful tool, but only if you learn to use it correctly. If you allow it to run on autopilot, it will keep you in the same cycles, the same frustrations, the same limitations. But if you take control, if you actively choose thoughts that elevate you, that empower you, that align with the life you want to create, you will start to see reality shift in ways you never imagined. Everything begins in the mind. Your reality is a reflection of your internal world. And the moment you change your inner world, your outer world has no choice but to follow. How to reprogram your mind and raise your vibration instantly. Most people don't realize that their mind is like a program running old, outdated software. Every thought, every belief, every emotional reaction has been conditioned into you over years by your upbringing, your environment, your past experiences. And if you've been stuck in a cycle of low vibration thinking, it's not because you're broken or incapable. It's because you've been running the same mental script for so long that it feels like reality. But here's the truth, reality is fluid. It is not fixed. It is shaped by the energy you bring to it. And the moment you learn to take control of your mind, you take control of your life. Reprogramming your mind is not about forcing yourself to think positively all the time. That's what most people get wrong. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect while secretly battling the same inner turmoil. It's about shifting your entire state of being, raising your frequency so that the thoughts, emotions, and actions that once kept you stuck simply no longer resonate with you. When you operate from a higher vibration, negativity doesn't disappear, it just loses its grip on you. The first step to reprogramming your mind is awareness. You cannot change what you are not aware of. Most people go through life completely unconscious of their thoughts, reacting to situations automatically without ever questioning why they feel the way they do. But the moment you start observing your thoughts instead of being consumed by them, everything changes. The next time you catch yourself thinking something negative, whether it's self-doubt, fear, or resentment, pause. Ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Is this thought aligned with the life I want to create? If the answer is no, let it go. Do not fight it. Do not resist it, simply detach from it. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Once you become aware of the thoughts that lower your vibration, the next step is replacing them with thoughts that elevate you. This is where most people struggle. They try to force themselves to believe things they don't actually feel. They repeat affirmations like "I am confident," while deep down, they still feel insecure. But forcing a thought that contradicts your current emotional state doesn't work. Instead, You must find bridge thoughts that feel slightly better than where you are but are still believable. If you can't say, I am confident, start with, I am learning to trust myself. If you can't say, I am successful, start with, I am open to new opportunities. The key is to shift gradually, to find thoughts that feel like stepping stones rather than a leap that feels impossible. Another powerful way to reprogram your mind is through visualization. Your brain does not know the difference between reality and imagination. When you visualize something with enough emotion and detail, your subconscious mind begins to accept it as truth. This is why athletes use visualization before competitions, why successful entrepreneurs visualize their goals before they manifest them. Close your eyes and see yourself as the person you want to become. Feel it. What does that version of you look like? How do they move? How do they speak? What choices do they make? The more you embody that energy, the more your reality will begin to shift to match it. And then, there's the power of gratitude. Gratitude is the fastest way to raise your vibration instantly. When you are truly grateful, it is impossible to feel lack, fear, or resentment at the same time. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already present. And the more you focus on abundance, the more abundance flows into your life. Every morning before you even get out of bed, list 3 things you are grateful for. Not just surface-level gratitude, really feel it. Feel the warmth of your bed, the air in your lungs, the opportunities that exist in the day ahead. Gratitude rewires your brain to look for the good in everything. And when you look for the good, you attract more of it. But here's the secret that most people overlook. Your external world is a reflection of your internal world. If you want to shift your vibration, you must also shift your environment. Look at the people you surround yourself with. Are they uplifting you, or are they keeping you in a cycle of negativity? Look at what you consume: social media, news, entertainment. Does it inspire you, or does it drain you? Your energy is sacred. Protect it. Surround yourself with people, content, and experiences that reflect the vibration you want to embody. And finally, the most important shift of all, take action from a place of high vibration. It's not enough to think differently, you must act differently. You must make choices that align with your highest self. If you want to be confident, start taking actions that a confident person would take. If you want to be successful, start showing up as if you already are. Your actions create momentum, and momentum creates transformation. The fastest way to shift your reality is to start living as if the life you desire is already yours. So I ask you, what would happen if, starting today, you no longer allowed your old thought patterns to control you? What if, instead of reacting from habit, you responded from awareness? What if, instead of doubting yourself, you acted as if success was inevitable? What if, instead of waiting for life to change, you decided to change first? Because the truth is, you do not have to wait for a breakthrough. You do not have to wait for the right moment, the right opportunity, the right external validation. Your breakthrough happens the moment you decide that you are done living at a low vibration. The moment you choose to step into a higher frequency, life will rise to meet you. The ultimate secret to maintaining a high vibration, even when life gets hard. Raising your vibration is one thing. Maintaining it, especially when life throws challenges your way, is another. This is where most people fall back into old patterns. They start strong, they feel the shift, they see the initial changes in their mindset and energy, but then something happens. Maybe it's a setback, maybe it's an unexpected hardship, maybe it's a moment of doubt that lingers longer than it should, and before they realize it, they're back in the same low vibration they worked so hard to escape. But here's the truth. The ability to maintain a high vibration, even in the face of adversity, is what separates those who transform their lives from those who remain stuck. The secret lies in understanding one fundamental truth: your vibration is not dictated by external circumstances. Most people live reactively, allowing their energy to be controlled by what happens around them. If things are going well, they feel good. If things go wrong, they sink into negativity. But this is giving away your power. True mastery comes when you realize that your internal state does not have to be at the mercy of the external world. You can choose how you respond. You can choose how you interpret events. You can choose to remain in a high vibration, no matter what happens. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through emotional alchemy, the ability to take any experience, no matter how difficult, and use it as fuel for growth. Every challenge carries a hidden lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. But most people don't see it that way. They resist, they complain, they see problems as proof that life is against them. But what if you started seeing every challenge as proof that life is shaping you into the person you need to become? What if, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you asked, "How is this happening for me?" And then there's the power of state shifting. Your emotional state is not fixed, it is fluid. You are never stuck in an emotion unless you choose to be. If you find yourself sinking into low vibration thoughts, you do not have to stay there. Move your body, change your environment, play music that uplifts you, go outside and reconnect with nature. Breathe deeply and intentionally. The fastest way to shift your mind is to shift your physiology. When you break the physical state of low vibration, your mind follows. But perhaps the most important key to maintaining a high vibration is detachment. Most suffering comes from attachment, the attachment to outcomes, to expectations, to the illusion of control. When things don't go as planned, when people don't act the way you want them to, when life takes an unexpected turn, attachment creates resistance, and resistance creates suffering. But when you learn to detach, to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even when you don't understand it, you free yourself. You stop reacting with fear and frustration, and instead, you respond with faith and flow. I think about the most peaceful, high-vibration people you've ever met. They are not peaceful because their lives are perfect. They are peaceful because they do not allow life's imperfections to dictate their inner world. They have mastered the art of surrender, not in a way that makes them passive, but in a way that makes them unshakable. They know that no matter what happens, they will remain in alignment. They will continue to grow, to create, to elevate. And because they stay in a high vibration, life continues to reflect that energy back to them in ways that seem almost magical. So I ask you, what would it feel like to live with that kind of inner power? To wake up every day knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you will not be pulled back into a low vibration. To trust so deeply in yourself and in the flow of life that nothing can shake your peace. Because that is what is possible when you commit to this path. This is not about temporary motivation, it is about creating a permanent shift. It is about deciding that from this moment forward, you will no longer be controlled by low vibration thinking. You will no longer allow external circumstances to dictate your internal state. You will rise no matter what. And when you do, when you truly embody this energy, the world around you will shift in ways you never imagined. Opportunities will appear. The right people will enter your life. Doors that once seemed closed will suddenly open. Not because you forced them to, but because your vibration has aligned with them. This is your power, and it has always been within you.